In light of the fact that Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga's highly anticipated battle is only a few weeks away, the two have started to finish up their preparation and have been dropping teasers ahead of the fight, which has fans talking. Make sure to stay tuned for the complete facts as we examine the two's most recent training to see who appears more prepared for their bout. When it comes to making his prediction, Edgar Berlanga didn't think twice because he thinks he will stop Canelo in the 6th round.
What it is, bro? I know his intentions, and I'm not gonna lie. I looked at the press conference. He kept like when he was smiling in my face. I don't like when people smile. Like when people be smiling, I feel like you're taking me as a joke. I'm from New York, bro. Like if a nigga smile in my face in New York, like we from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from the hood. So if I'm talking to him, he start laughing in my face. That's disrespectful.
So you felt like you had to throw the first punch today?
Of course. If I'm looking at Duke and he looking at me, and he starts smiling in my face. In New York, I probably would have smacked him.
And he predicted 8th round knockout. What are you predicting?
6th round.
Make sure to activate the post notification and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you'll never miss out on any future videos from the combat sports world, as many boxing fanatics have been counting him out in the lead up to this fight, saying he hasn't been tested enough for a Canelo fight and that it's way too early in his career to be taking such a risk. But when is a better time? Fans have taken issue with the fight. Even if Berlanga is the world's top challenger and is undefeated, there will only be 3 belts at stake because the Mexican will lose 1 and become undisputed. This stems from the fact that the fight to make was Canelo versus Benavidez, as he was the most worthy of facing Canelo from his recent fights and overall resume. When speaking about the upcoming Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga fight, Benavidez was evidently not a fan in the slightest, as he stated, "trash-ass fight. I think nobody wants to see that. But at the end of the day, I don't think Canelo faces the strongest opposition. It is what it is." When asked why, rather than staying at 168 and forcing a mandatory versus Canelo, he recently decided to stay at light heavyweight. For the time being, the 27-year-old gave an explanation for his choice. "For the last 3 years, I have been required. You understand that I can't make a man fight me. You shouldn't even have to activate your required at this point. What is the thing's temporary title? In essence, that's when you're mandatory. There are a lot of strange things happening there. Ultimately, I had to move on with my profession and continue chasing titles. The winner of the uncontested 175 bits match between Dimitri Bivol and Arabia will now need to have Benavidez. It's anybody's guess whether the Canelo bout ever happens. As most of you are aware, Canelo has come under fire from many for selecting his opponents, and Edgar Berlanga is one such example. Edgar Berlanga recently gave an explanation for his decision to take on this opponent in an interview.
Begging on Benavidez. They was begging for Terrence Crawford. What made you pick this young lion right here?
I think I picked him because he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, a strong fighter, young fighter. And it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico, always history for boxing. And I think it's a good fight for the people.
Irrespective of what supporters have to say when it comes to fight night, Canelo never fails to stand up to the plate and put on an incredible display. Promoter Eddie Hearn believes Edgar Berlanga owes it to himself to confront Canelo Alvarez over his disparaging remarks made in the days leading up to their fight on September 14 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Hearn is glad that Berlanga isn't treating Canelo, the super middleweight champion of the WBA, WBC, and WBO, with the same deference that others have shown him, because he wants this to be different. Berlanga wants to overthrow Canelo from his royal throne and ascend to the position of future 168-pound division monarch. I don't think Canelo will be inspired to fight more than he usually does by Berlanga trash-talking, since he's been around for too long to be affected by psychological warfare. On September 14th, Canelo will be on cruise control, and if Berlanga is going to prevail, it will require him to use his hands rather than his mouth. Edgar Berlanga has an obligation to go out and stick it on him, in addition to the promotion. Canelo stated Hearn, "Nobody wants to witness someone say, 'Oh, thank you, Canelo. It's unbelievable that I'm sharing the ring with such a great Edgar. He respects me and is aware of Canelo's greatness, but he thinks he's going to prevail since he's the underdog.' Canelo Alvarez faces danger in this fight, but I'll let you know what he has a right to. I'm excited to watch." The fight is scheduled for 2 days after Mexican Independence Day, a tactical move that Canelo has frequently embraced in the past. Following his victory over Monda in May, Canelo currently has 61 victories and 39 knockouts. Canelo extended his winning run to 4 matches following his 2012 defeat by Bivol. Is Edgar Berlanga going to be the one to end his winning streak? It will be a significant test before we continue with the video, so only time will tell. What realistic expectations do you guys have for this forthcoming fight? Would you expect a major upset if Edgar Berlanga wins on fight night? Or will Canelo Alvarez continue to prove why he is the boxing world's most popular person? Please leave a comment below. It's clear from comparing the two's training videos side by side just how serious they are about this battle and how they're not skipping any ground. Clips. Edgar Berlanga is a 22-0 undefeated fighter with 17 career knockout victories, the most recent of which came against Padrim Cray. Canelo has been cautious about taking on Benavides due to his strong physique and youthful energy since the beginning of the year, but he has recently stated that he could be willing to accept the challenge if the money was sufficiently alluring. We'll investigate the reasons behind it. Why not? If the money is right. In a May appearance on ESPN's First Take, Alvarez stated that there's no reason a bout with David Benavides isn't in the works if Canelo defeats Berlanga in a few weeks. Canelo already won the fight, so Berlanga doesn't have to worry about him changing his mind about giving him a chance. If he loses on September 14th, there won't be a follow-up fight or an instant big money match. Therefore, he must defeat Canelo to become a household name or make a substantial sum of money. He already imagined that, just like me. And that's what you're attempting to do to me, preparing and considering taking him out. Berlanga went on. Do or die is the situation. We are gladiators. You've got your blade. I've got my sword. It's day 300 of Gladiator. We intend to engage in combat. You have 2 options. Either you chop off my neck or I chop off yours. This is the mindset Berlanga needs if he thinks he can pull off a huge upset and defeat Canelo Alvarez on September 14th because he has the ability. That's how it is. And that's a fact, stated Berlanga. All that matters is if he has the self-confidence to back it up on fight night when the entire arena is packed and everyone is cheering for Canelo to win nevertheless. The video for today is now complete. For more videos from Combat Sports World, make sure to subscribe to Fight Fury and enable the post notification bell so you don't miss any updates till we see you in the next one.